Mason, just one of the biggest lessons you take from this season?
Um, I mean, not you can't take anything for granted. You got to show up every day, and every 2 points matters. I mean, obviously not the spot we want to be in right now, having these interviews. So.
In your own personal play, that obviously you got some opportunity to play a little higher than probably what you would have imagined at this point in your career. Just what do you take from that?
Yeah, I mean, see, Charlie and Hampus go down for a lot of time this year, and I mean, for me, being able to be kind of thrusted into an elevated role, I think I could take away a lot of positives from that. Throughout the season, obviously it's a learning experience. First time kind of getting those minutes in this league and playing with that kind of responsibility. Obviously there's ups and downs to that. So just kind of review the ups and the downs and learn from it and continue to just grow and get better.
Mason, what do you think the next step is for your game?
I mean, I want to be two-way elite defenseman in this league, and I think just continuing to build and work on that stuff and be more consistent is something that I really want to focus on. So I mean, going into the summer and stuff, I'm going to work on my explosiveness, feet, stuff like that, shot. But yeah, really, it's just about coming back and being a more consistent player here.
Have contract talks started at all?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about that, but yeah, something's going to happen this summer, and I really love playing here. I love the fans. It's been it's an A+ organization, and I can't wait for the future.
When those moves drew on me at the deadline, Marsh goes, Carlo, Coyle, older vets, guys that you leaned on. How did that challenge you to kind of deal with the way the season ended as a young guy, not having that someone to lean on and kind of turn to?
Yeah, I think obviously it's it's the business, but you really hate to see those guys go, and especially when you feel like if we would have put together a better resume throughout the year, they'd still be here and hopefully we'd still be playing. But yeah, not having them around, it's tough. Obviously, they're big voices in the locker room, and they're obviously really great players on the ice. So they're all definitely guys that I would lean on throughout the year. But it's part of growing up and getting further into your career. So.
Three of the guys that you played the most with, Charlie obviously was hurt, Hampus was hurt, and then Carlo was traded. How did your game completely change after, you had to keep changing partners after that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that my game really changed at all. I mean, I think whoever I'm playing with, I try and play the same way, and just try and do what I do best. Obviously, it's nice to have somebody and build chemistry with, but I really I try not to change what I'm doing out there.
Mason, how different was it playing a full season versus what you went through last year?
Yeah, obviously, being up and down last year and stuff. It is different. It's a grind for sure. Fortunate to be up all year, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a grind, and kind of learn from that experience, and being able to, like I said, it's a big consistency thing, right? 82 games is a lot, and to be able to show up every night and be at your best is that's what I want to be, and I can't say that I was that this year.
Joe was talking about having to improve the defensive structure in your game. You can go home for the summer and work on shot and speed and back and sprints. Defensive structure is just from playing. So how do you, when you leave here, what do you think about that element of having to improve?
Yeah, in terms of that, obviously, you can work on all the different little intangibles that might help you with doing it, but at the end of the day, it's just about doing it. And yeah, in the summer, I guess there's not a ton you can really focus on.
Was that your greatest challenge, you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of challenges throughout the year. I think, like I said, I want to be more consistent in it. It's not that I think I can defend and have shown that I can, and defend against really good players. But it's about, like you talked about, 82 games and being able to go out there and do it every night and not have any lapses. So it's frustrating when you do. So
Identifying play, right?
yeah.
Did you notice any difference in your training regimen through the course of the season playing that many games versus what you played the year before?
No, not really. I think being up here last year, I played 41 games. I was up here for more. You learn the lifestyle, and you definitely see, what the older guys are doing and stuff. And so I lived that lifestyle last year, and wouldn't say I changed anything this year. It's just obviously I'm doing it for the whole year.
Will you change anything in your off-season training going into next season in terms of your, like, whether it's lifting weights or, anything along those lines?
Yeah, I think, I really liked what I had last year with, what I did in the off season. Felt like I got faster, stronger, and so I'm kind of looking to do a lot of the same stuff, and just work on speed, and then obviously get on the ice and work on the shot, work on the hands a bit. But I want to get faster. That's a big thing.
Casey, obviously short sample size with the Bruins, but if you've had time to reflect on it, what's been your takeaways from this last couple months?
Yeah, I think, obviously maybe it was a little bit of a struggle as a team, but, I think locker room wise and culture wise, it was a lot of fun. Obviously you watch from afar and hear stories about how good it is, and even with some tough losing streaks, I think that kind of shines through, and I thought we finished pretty strong. So yeah, I'm excited for the future, and very happy to be here.
One of the, I don't know if feedback's the right word, but one of the encouragements, I guess, the coaching staff wants you to pick up is shoot first mentality. I know, you probably heard that. How difficult is it making that transition mentally? Because obviously, physically you know how to do it. Mentally, how hard is that?
Yeah, it's hard. Something I've tried to get better at, and for a long time. I think every coach I've ever had has told me that. So, yeah, it's definitely a focus. I think, especially you go home in summer, you start playing some games and scrimmages, and it'll be a main focus of mine for sure.
Is the pass first mentality, that's kind of like what you're taught in your youth, right? Like to not be a puck hound. Is it hard to kind of adjust that because you've been taught it for so long?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, I guess it's just kind of how you play and you grow up. I think you can get away with it a lot of times, and obviously you get to this league and there's a little less room, and maybe the shooting opportunity is better than the pass with the defenders. So it's definitely a balance. I think it'd be a stretch to say that I won't be pass first, but I think there's times that I can shoot it way more, and I think I have a good enough shot as well to do that.
What's the summer look like for you?
Yeah, I just gonna go home to Minnie and relax a little bit and just train and get ready for next year. I think I've got plenty of things to work on, so yeah, get back at it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good summer.
You were on a Colorado team last year. What do the Bruins need to do what do you look at the roster and be like, we got to fix this to be better next year?
I don't know. Nothing really in particular. I think, obviously just kind of got to get the right mesh. And I wasn't here all year, but it seems like, we have a lot of good players. And, it seems like one of those years where things kind of went sideways, a lot of things at once. So, yeah, it's the Bruins, right? I haven't been here long, but you watch from afar, and they're always a competing team and a storied franchise. So, I think nothing too big, just keep moving forward.
This team's expected to be pretty active on the free agent market. How much are you eager to see what happens and who you might be playing with down the road?
Of course, I'll be watching for sure. I think every player will say the same thing, and I think no matter where you are, you're excited to see what happens and what your team does. So, yeah, it'll be fun. I'm always looking forward to seeing and seeing if you know anyone, things like that. So it'll be exciting for sure.
You were saying the other day that you want to go home and build some strength. How do you do that?
Just get in the gym, I guess. I think obviously it's brutal not making the playoffs, but on the flip side of that, you have bonus time to get some extra work in and get better so that it doesn't happen again. So yeah, that's the plan, and just get to work.
Back to Minnesota? you
Yep.
go?
Yep.
And you have a regular bunch of guys that you skate with there? Or?
Yeah. There's like a billion guys in Minnesota. It
Yeah.
feels like so. I kind of got a regular crew, and then you can hop around pretty good as well. So it's a good spot in the summer for sure.
And it's Minnesota. They're still skating in the backyard.
Yeah, maybe when I get home here, we might still be.
Do you stay in MSP area, St. Paul? Where?
Yeah. I'm out in Minnetonka, so like 30 minutes outside Minneapolis. Yeah, I've always loved it. It's close to home and close to the rink, so I'm happy.
Who are some of the guys in that skate group?
It's like me, Justin Falk, Brock Besser, Nick Leddy, Joey and Mikey Anderson, Vinny. There's a bunch. There's always guys coming and going too, so it's a good skate for sure.
Maybe just your thoughts on the season and your motivation going into the summer.
Yeah, not a great year, really, by any stretch. There were certainly some pockets of some good memories, I guess, but overall, really a year to forget. With an unfortunate ending on my side. Yeah, there really isn't much. Honestly, it's all just motivation, really. To not feel like this again. Never been here, and I don't want to be here again. So that's kind of where we're at. Obviously, the struggles I had this year, they're well known. It was unfortunate, but I'm excited to put a close on this chapter, be done with it. Honestly, just to get it behind me and then move on from here.
What does your off season look like as far as training, stuff you would normally do in the injury? Like, are you clear to do whatever you want? Is it going to take a little while to get there? Or how's it work?
No, we weren't cleared yet, but we were getting there, and I'm in a good spot, a really good spot now, or at least I will be. So I have no restrictions this summer. I have no limitations on anything, which allows me to have a big summer, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, every year we make the playoffs, and this year we didn't. So I have a different off season. I have a 4.5 month off season, whatever the time is, and I feel a little bit like I could, I can achieve a lot more. I can do a lot more. I can have a much more productive summer than the usual, 2 months to try and get everything done. So that's the silver lining I'm taking from this, is that I got a lot of things I want to work on and a lot of things I want to achieve every summer that sometimes you can't get around to doing it all. This summer I can.
Would you consider playing Worlds if you were asked?
No.
Charlie, does everything...
I'm not cleared, so I couldn't.
I thought you said you were.
I couldn't if I wanted to.
Does everything on the ice and your recovery from this, but how do you approach, probably together with David, trying to mold this team into what you guys want it to be going forward?
Yeah, I mean, that starts very quickly after this, getting together and establishing what we want, what our pillars are going to look like, what we want the culture to get back to, and how we're going to do it. What an opportunity, right? What an exciting challenge that's going to be for us. Not just us, but a few other guys, and we're going to take it on just head on. I mean, we're going to do everything that we can. You can't do it by yourself. We're going to do it together, but we're really excited about the opportunity and the challenge, what it presents, and how we can be a part of the solution.
I know you're always motivated every offseason, but is this the highest your motivation level is going to be this offseason, just to bounce back from this year?
This year feels like I don't even feel like I played hockey this year, which is so unfortunate because I think I played more games than I might have even thought, but I haven't played since February, and at times it's felt like, like that was last season or something separate in my head because it's felt like it's been so long. Skating as much as I did after I got the pick line out, like, and basically 2 months of just skating with, you're running a race and you don't get to cross the finish line. So like I ran the whole thing but didn't finish. Like that's sort of how it feels. So it's like disheartening in every way. And then you're watching your friends, your teammates struggle. You're trying to be there to help with that. You can't. So it's sort of just so many things this year were just unfortunate. So there's frustration. There's certainly motivation to never be here again, to find ways for us to be, to improve this culture, to get back to what it looks like, because this isn't a good place to be right now.
Building for the future and sort of get together and figuring out what that next vision's going to be. Who are the most instrumental people in this room in terms of building that and creating that for the future?
Yeah, well, there's immediately that's Pasta, Hampus, and myself. And then after that, we have a lot of guys that I think can be leaders on this team. And we're going to need every one of them to do that, to want to do that, to want to be a part of it, to see the vision in it, and to help us establish what it's going to be, what the pillars look like, and how we're going to do it. And like I said, it's going to start pretty as early as next week, really, to start to lay some groundwork, or at least start some dialogue between us and upstairs, and how we want to do it. And we will do it. Like I said, what an opportunity, what an exciting challenge for us to be the people that will get it back to where it needs to be. Like that's how I'm seeing it. I think we're all looking at it the same, but it's not going to be easy. But it can be done.
I know you're more, in the same way. Have you seen from David a difference since?
I thought David was the best player in the NHL down the stretch, and I don't think I'm stepping out of line saying that. He was incredible. He led by example. He led by being, from what I've gathered, more vocal than he's normally been. He did everything he could have possibly done to help this team, and he did it, and it was a joy to watch every night. Were the results there? No. I mean, you guys are watching the same stuff that I was unfortunately watching as well. But I think he's to be commended for the way that he handled himself post-deadline at a time when we all were feeling, a certain way, like everybody. Well, he had a hockey game the next day, as well as another 15 or 20 after, whatever it was, and he did exceptional in all of them, while being asked to do more than he's had to do. So, I can't say enough good things about what Pasta did for this team down the stretch, and as far as, starting what we're trying to build next year by himself down the way, with me and Hampus just having to be there to support him, right? Like, yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, to be commended for what he did.
I can feel in a good way the sense of pride when you're talking about next week it starts and you guys are going to get together and make this room the way you want it to be. So I'm not suggesting you need this, but are you the type of person that would reach out to the players that formerly played here, are no longer playing, to talk things over, or do you really want to make this your, like, not just yours, but this new era?
No, that's already part of it, and we've already talked to them, and they will be a part of it as well. I think there's generations of people, whether it's the front office to Z to Bergie to guys in between, that have been here, that have seen what it looks like, what it feels like, what it should be. Mm-hmm. And we have to bring all of those and connect them to where we are now, because it has been excellence for so long. So what do we grab from each era, and what do we bring now? And while we try to, get up with the times of there's new kids coming in, like, guys are different. Every generation is different how they're wired. So they're going to be a part of it. Not only are they going to be, but they want to be. And they're they're incredible people. They want to help because they care about this. And being a Bruin is more than than that than just playing, right? Like, so I think that tells you anything you want to know. The fact that they're the ones being proactive on how they want to help.
How, when you look back now on the Four Nations, are you still able to look at it as the positive experience, like the experience that you had there is all positive? Is it like mixed now just because of the way it ended?
Mentally, emotionally, physically, I've gone through so much because of that damn experience.
Yeah.
Like, it cost me my season. It cost me my sanity in a lot of ways. Like, none of this has been easy, and I get emotional and I talk about it. And like, look, yeah, it was an incredible experience, and I waited my whole life to be a part of something like that. But the way that it ended and the aftermath of it and what I had to go through, it cost me a lot more than I was willing to give. And that's unfortunate. But it's over now. And now I can finally put it to bed, and after we talk about it, I don't want to talk about it ever again, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it cost me a lot.
And you're obviously angry about that.
I wouldn't.
That's how it sounds.
I feel a lot about every emotion you can have. I'm not angry at I'm not at anyone individual. I'm angry at what happened. I'm sad about what happened. A little bit of the why me,
Yep.
like, as I'm sure anyone would ask with what happened.
Of course.
So it's a lot of different emotions. I wouldn't say it's just angry, and I'm certainly not angry at individuals or anything. It's a little bit of just anger about the situation. It cost me my season. It cost me a lot, and I've spent a lot of time emotionally just sitting with it because of that was the reality of it. I'm sitting at home with a pick line and this and that, and I can't play and I can't help my team. Like, it's what I said, like, it felt like it was a whole nother season. Like, going back, like, I don't even remember anything before that, honestly, because I only remember what the last two months have felt like, and it just hasn't been fun.
I got 4 months to really just let everything heal and recover, and I think next year it'll just be forgotten about and be so far in the past that hopefully can just move forward from it.
Is that something you've dealt with at all in the past?
Never on this scale. I've had throughout my long career, like even dating back to juniors, just a few concussions, but usually they're just like 5 days in the protocol, and I'm just back to being back out there and feeling like myself. And this one was a little bit of a learning process, just very frustrating at times, and just kind of been trying to be positive throughout it, but it's definitely it's not fun missing a lot of time, and it's not fun just even just being away from the rink and kind of dealing with it. It's very nagging, but like I said, now I feel the best I've felt in a long time, and I'm very happy about that, and very happy to just kind of put it behind me.
How concerned are you considering the style of play that you play?
Going forward, I'm not concerned at all. I think, like I said, I think time will be to my advantage coming up here over the summer, and I don't think that's something I'm going to think about ever, and it's not going to be in the back of my head as long as there's no headaches. And I think I'm past that point now, and I only know how to play one way, so I don't think there's any way I can change my style of game, and that's kind of been the hard part. It's kind of why I feel like I kind of had to step back a little bit, because I was kind of dealing with it on the ice for the last few months, and I only know how to play one way, and it's frustrating to kind of be dealing with it. So now going forward, I don't think there'll be any concerns in my mind, and I'll be just as confident out there to be doing what I've done my whole career up to this point, and being physical and not afraid to mix it up if I have to, and I don't think that's going to be in my mind at all.
Did you take another hit in that Vegas game, or did the symptoms just come back?
It wasn't necessarily like a hit. Nothing happened in that Vegas game. It was more just not feeling like myself and having kind of be honest with how I was feeling, and because it's not something I feel like was worth pushing through when it's a head injury. So I feel like over the last couple months, it's been really hard on just trying to tell myself I'm okay, but being honest with myself. So it was kind of it was a hard kind of conversation I had to have with just my inner thoughts, and I think it was for the best though, long term, because I want to have a long, healthy career, and I'm confident I'll do that, and I think that was necessary. But like I said, I'm feeling a lot better now, and I think come next year I won't even be remembering it at all.
Did you talk to anybody that's been through that?
Yeah. I've had a lot of people in my corner throughout this whole last couple months, and most recently talked to Bergie a little bit on the phone, and as well as some sports psych guys, as well as for the mental side of things, and even all of our staff here have been great with me, just helping me through it all, and it's very reassuring just to hear from guys like on that level, like Bergie, just hear his process and what he had to go through in the past. And I think after that phone call, it just helped me feel a lot more confident about the future going forward, and just having a positive outlook on how the end result will be.
What do you mean when you say it made you not feel like yourself?
I think just I've had a lot of like pressure in my head and like light headaches, if you will, and as well as dealing with some vestibular stuff, and I got that taken care of too. So it's a fast game out there, and it's hard to feel like yourself, and so much is going on, and it's hard to process. And I kind of got that taken care of, and now it's just the pressure stuff. And I feel like over the last week or so, it's been really kind of turning the corner, and yeah, that's probably how I describe it.
You get the contract extension during the year. What does it mean to you to know that you'll be a part of this moving forward?
It means everything. I mean, since the day I got here, I felt so welcome from day one, and I really feel like I found my place. And me and my fiance, we love the city, we love the fans and the people of Boston, and love and take a lot of pride in wearing the B every day. And I couldn't think of a better fit for me personally. And coming into this year, I really had a goal of trying to get an extension with this team, and I'm very proud of myself for being able to accomplish that, and to be able to call Boston home for the next couple of years, and hopefully long beyond that. And it's really special to be part of this organization, and although the year didn't go the way we'd hoped, I'm excited to hopefully be part of the solution going forward, and just really turning the page and looking forward to the next couple of years.
Your dad offer you some words of wisdom on this concussion stuff?
A little bit. It's a little bit of a different game back then. I don't think they took as much precaution as nowadays, but my whole family really was just supportive of how I was feeling. There's definitely some emotional times, I'd say, and but really just nobody's been putting any pressure on me, which has been amazing, and just everybody's just being there for me, and really just caring about my health, and that's the most important thing. And yeah, I think it sucks to talk about so much at this time of the year, but hopefully, like I said, next year none of us will remember this.
Well, he was from that sort of shake it off, take two aspirin era.
Yeah, and
but
I mean,
a lot of those guys,
yeah,
not too wise.
Yeah, and I'd say I'm along that similar mindset, which is the hard part, because mostly you just be like, just play through it, or just you're being a baby, but that was kind of the hardest part, why I had to like kind of just be honest with myself and how I was feeling, and because I feel like I tried to an extent to just push through it, and it was tough, and but
a lot of guys talk about feeling like a fog.
Mm-hmm.
That part of it?
A little bit. Like it's hard to sometimes just describe like not feeling right. It's hard when everybody's asking you how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis, and you're just like just not myself. A little bit of pressure, like kind of fluctuates. So, but feeling really good right now.
Was this year the first time you'd ever felt like that kind of lingering?
Yeah,
stuff after
the first time I've normally just like 5 days and you're right back at it, feeling like yourself. So it was a new territory for me, and hopefully won't have to deal with it again.
Medical people encourage you not to fight?
No, I don't think that's one of those things where I don't think I can. I just love to compete and play hard, and I think that comes with the territory. And I don't think I think the first game back in Ottawa, it just happened, and it's not like I'm trying to go out there and do it, but you try to stick up for yourself and protect yourself and protect the guys in the room. And I don't think, an earlier question, I don't think nothing's gonna dissuade me from just playing a hard style game, and that's kind of just why I think this summer will be great for just kind of putting everything behind me.